MTG Joe here. We are going to be playing some mono white Skalds in Standard 2022. It is a mono white aggro deck that is splashing red for showdown of the Skalds to refill our hand. It is a very aggressively slanted deck. We are playing 8, 10, 12 1-drops and a bunch of 2-drops. Notably, we have Monk of the open hand. We're not playing the Planeswalker, but Monk itself. Whenever we play a second spell each turn, gets 1/1 counters, so a lot of 1-drops to enable that. Kodak Spell Cleric is basically similar effect that you can put on target creature. We have Clarion Spirit, which also allows us to put create creatures to kind of go wide. Loyal Warhound lets us search for lands if your opponent has more. Luminarch Aspirant has been a mainstay in these aggressively slanted decks. Elite Spellbinder and Skyclave Apparition come in as our 3-drops. Just kind of some disruption and removal, and then Showdown pumps up the team and lets us refill our hand. We are playing multicolor, and we're aggressively slanted with pathways and snarls, so we're opting against playing a snow-based mana. We are playing one Cave of the Frostbitten. I'm actually gonna try out. I want the Goblin Land. I forgot that one. Den of the Bugbear. 12 lands should be enough for the Snarls. I'm not very fond of the Snarls, but I think overall we're okay. But I want to give this one a shot, see how it goes. We could probably, this one's competitive enough, we can take to the Mythic ladder. And give it a shot. Mono White Skalds. So we are live today on Twitch. For those following the first time, if you can, drop a follow if you want to tune in for more Magic, but everything we do play on the channel comes up onto my YouTube channel afterwards, so you can catch it all over there. This hand's looking very nice here. Lead off with Monk, then I'm going to go Aspirant, and then I'll go Clarion Spirit. Yeah, Mega Rodon. Most of them are mono white, but I saw this one and I liked the fact that it did have the Showdown, just for some card advantage. Oftentimes I find these decks lack kind of a catch-up mechanic. I'm actually going to make this 4 power, the reason being, if they have Crippling Fear, I want to keep one thing around. Thank you for the follow, Mega Rodon. Get rid of that. Okay, we are flooding pretty hard here. So they're dead if they don't have Crippling Fear, and if they have Crippling Fear, they're dead. Are we done here, friend? Nice. So drew 6 lands, but still managed to pop off and smack him in the face. The old opponent did barely anything and died. My favorite type of Magic. This seems like one of those decks you could rank up really quickly in Best of 1. Like, win or lose, every game's going to feel like it's 2 to 3 minutes long. Alright. Snarl, snarl. I think I might want more creature lands in this deck. I only had one of the white lands, but I probably am going to go up to 2. This is more immediate damage. Plus, if they play Jaspera Sentinel, this can attack into Jaspera Sentinel. Okay, so big thing here is being on the play. I think we're okay trading there. Okay, can we stop drawing lands? Oh no, I screwed up. Okay, I didn't read that card. That was my bad. That was my bad. Okay, this is kind of silly now. How many lines? Yeah, I feel you have to be... It's tough, because there's a lot of recursive things, there's a lot of creature lands, so... Could be a takedown. So we can surprise block on them. Yeah, so this is the mono white regimen. We've drawn 8 lands. Probably too many lands in this deck. Just doing that. It's not going to do too much here. Just in case we draw showdown. I'm basically just playing to that being my out. We don't have much. Yeah, with Arkin it's pretty bad because now even if I get showdown, that's my only spell. Just gets bigger. Yep. I'm gonna take a look. I just imported, like I took the list, I found it on Twitter. Untapped with the latest updates, not consistent enough. They did a patch thing that screws up. We are playing 24 lands, which is too many for a mono white deck that our curve is this low. What other cleric class? Honestly, instead of these paladins, they're kind of garbage. Let's play some paladin class. Trim 1 land. Trim 2 lands and then play another one of these. I think we do that. Paladin class seems a lot better. Because we have Kabira Takedown, 23 lands, we have these showdowns. This also gives us a mana sink if we flood out a bit. And kind of taxes our opponent. We can also do a 1 of Sparring Regiment, but let's try this out first. We started off pretty hot, but that's 2 games in a row where we saw like 6 lines in our deck that curves out at 3. Really curves out at 2. That's one of the downsides of best of 1. Like, if you just have a bad draw, you're usually dead. And like, our start was good, but our finish lacked a lot to the imagination. This hand's not doing much. Opponent goes first. I think we just have no plays. Okay, we'll keep this hand. I think we're putting Kabira Takedown back. I want to curve out. We can get Luminarch going here. If we draw a 1-drop, then I think we... This is Angels, it's probably tough. Yeah, and even here. Just them having Luminarch on the play. Well, we can just go triple Luminarchs. We might be able to erase them. Okay, 3 colors. Hope that their mana base hurts them a bit. This is probably counters, maybe? You have a fight spell. So I think we're doing this. We're doing this. And then next turn, if we draw land, we have Luminarch Aspirant. I could also pump up Paladin class. Because they're going to be incentivized here to fight something like Clarion Spirit. They're not on snow mana, so they don't have Blizzard's Brawl. We have the option as well. Depending on what they do, we could just pump into this. Sparring Regiment. It's actually a bit scary, just offense defense here. I'm almost tempted to just 5 block here. Like if they attack, okay, they don't. I think we do this. Sacrifice another creature, put a counter on it. Like Vorinclex is scary. But they're still a ways away. They could go Swarm Shambler. I think we just take that. That's what's going to beat us this game. Just try to race them here. Because I can just use the Paladin class here. Yeah, that was one I had to read. So it's probably just Sciences and Shambler here. They might decide to put counters on Shambler. Okay, and now we're obviously at the point of the game where our mana... So we drew nothing but lands the first few games, and now we can't draw a fourth. I think doing this is better. It's just more mana efficient. Plus, if we draw a land, we can cast 2 of these. It also makes these bigger, that on their own they can block stuff. I think we wait a turn here. That's actually pretty sick, because then they put another counter on it. Skyclave's nice. So the choice is we can go Luminarch Aspirant or the Sparring Regimen. I think it's actually Sparring Regimen. Mostly just because of the Vigilance. Opponent's had enough. I still think we're okay land-wise. Maybe down a Kabira. Hey, Kilodubs, thank you for the raid. How's everybody doing? How'd you finish? I saw you were around 40 Mythic. folks, if you haven't done so. The Real Kilodub has been killing it this month. Consistently been top 100 Mythic. If you enjoy your opponent not having fun, but playing decks, Flash Control Aficionado. Yeah, I saw you play against Mono Blue when they're activating Terramander. We are playing some very aggressively slanted decks. Welcome, folks, from Kilodub stream. Been likely seen me before in the chat. I'm MTG Joe. Play a bunch of historic and currently standard 2022, which has been a blast. So this hand will go Luminarch into Warhound likely. Get that going. This is like the Rakdos treasure list. Could be pests. Mono Blue is one of those decks, like, it preys on certain decks, but as soon as your opponent plays like a turn 1 spell, you're usually dead. Like, I kept running into it when I was on Reanimator, and it was just giving me a headache. So Dog next turn can get us a land, which is nice, so then I can showdown as well. And then I put a counter on it. We'll take this attack from the Shambling Ghast. Are you still doing 30-second delays on your stream, Dubs? But for the folks joining, both from Kilodub stream and today in general, if you are interested in Standard 2022, I have about 10 or 12 decks thus far that I've played, all up on my YouTube, plus what we've played today. I generally do a deck a day. So we'll take the free value here. I think we do this. Give us 2 threats here. So next turn's interesting. I can go Clarion Spirit into Luminarch, which I think I like. They could have like Orcus. Yeah, it's a little awkward with the timing. Oh, so this is like the Mardu sacrifice list. Okay, opponent drew nothing but lands and another Skalds. So Orcus does not enough right now. So I think what we're gonna do is just set up here. Let's do this. If they want to block, they can double block here and then kill this. They have to trade their board. But that keeps it so they don't have anything to play with the Skalds. And then next turn I go Skalds, hopefully find a land, play a second spell, and then go to town. We could also just like pump Ranger's Class and smack him for a lot. Which will work out pretty nicely. Okay. I'm gonna go Dragon here. It's fine, just keep our life total high. They can environmental sciences here, but not the end of the world. So I don't care about Skyclave. I think I'm going to showdown here. Perfect. And then we get to go another showdown, which is nice. So do this. So here we have blockers, which is nice. Next turn I can do this, play another showdown out, and just go super wide. Can also just look with Paladin class to potentially kill them. Exodus could wipe my board, which is a bit scary. We'll block here. Not Exodus, Orctus. Exodus is the sacrifice one. Orctus is... So they can -3 here and then keep their thing. Okay, that's fine. We'll sacrifice this. So we play the land. Play Usher. Play this out. Probably just play out Clarion Spirit. My mana's a little awkward. Pop this here. Pop this here. Pop this here. Just kind of go to town. And this is what I really like about the showdowns in this list. Just gives you a bunch of extra utility. So if they sweep the board, they have to do it for 5. You know what? I should have done it for 6, so I got left a creature. That's a mistake. It's a mistake. Or done it, so I had Paladin class. Okay. Professor Onyx doesn't matter.
Liliana, it was going to die eventually anyway.
I actually think at this point we take the damage from Goldspan. Yeah, I love Showdown in these aggressive decks. Like you just play out like 4 or 5 spells. Let's give it one more with this. Got to play out 3 decks tonight, which was nice. Erebrithal. It's not fantastic, but I think we keep. Okay, just got a whole lot better. Mono green, so they're on the play, but Skyclave into Skyclave can be good. Rangers class. This is actually an interesting turn. Because like I could Kabira's takedown, but it doesn't do much. I think I want a Skyclave here. Rangers class gets a bit out of hand. This is bad if they have a fight spell though. Okay, they have gnarly prof. So my turn's probably going to be Skyclave. So ideally it's a land. But even Kabira's Takedown doesn't do too much here. Fractal Summoning is going to create a pretty large creature. It's an easy attack on their part. Okay, so my decision here obviously could get rid of the Gnarled Professor, which I think is the call. Or I could Kabira's Takedown. It's the second spell. It's 4. That's actually better, probably. Because this gives me some blockers as well. And this Fractal token doesn't have Trample, which is nice. Hey Freebird, we threw it in after a couple games and I've been liking it a lot more than that stupid one-drop codec something. Double Elephant is pretty scary. Time to showdown. No! I think this turn's just about staying alive. 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna hit hard this turn. Interesting attack. Like, I could understand attacking with these, but they just threw away a bunch of cards. So let's go Monk. Probably just get this bigger. Play Monk. Just get these monks to just be massive. Not a bad turn. I think that's 4 power. Next turn I can do both of these. Hey Titans, how's it going? Yeah, sorry, I have my chat all the way on the other side. Yeah, that popped off really hard. That's what I really like about this deck. You just kind of go nuts. Just start dropping things left, right, and center. Alright, so this is definitely where I think we want to be. The Paladin class, we may want a Sparring Regimen instead, just for Learn. I think having, even like the Raptor might be fine, like having this as a 2 of. Our mana was accounted for a lot of games, so maybe cutting that. If you go Sparring Regimen, it lets you then tutor up. The only thing is we want to maximize the amount of 1-drops we have. So Raptor might be better even just from an evasive threat standpoint. Instead of the Paladin class, just having more creatures, it makes our Kabira Takedown better as well. But overall, I was really impressed.